estamos al aire. Ya estamos al aire. En la emisora de los latinos, URBANA FM, con la programación más dinámica.
El próximo 11 de febrero, con sus mejores éxitos, para celebrar el Día de San Valentín. Y además, la gran orquesta Son de Aquí, con lo mejor de la salsa y el merengue. Un evento producido por Isabel Cuellar y Fabián Garzón, junto a nuestro patrocinador oficial, Serve You Accounting Inc. Tickets disponibles por Eventbrite o llama al 647-272-4354. ¡Te esperamos!
Al aire. Ya estamos al aire. En la emisora de los latinos, URBANA FM, con la programación más dinámica.
Tropical Moon TV. Conectamos los artistas con el mundo. Encuentra en nuestra plataforma canales interesantes para el mercado hispano. Música TV, un canal con programación 24 horas al día los 365 días del año. La salsa del ayer, del presente y del futuro. Además, programas especializados en los diferentes ritmos latinos. Somos un medio de entretenimiento. Lo invitamos a conocer nuestros contenidos y promocionar sus productos y servicios. Transmitimos desde la ciudad de Panamá para el mundo. Contáctenos a través de nuestras redes sociales o nuestro WhatsApp 507-6618-8890. Somos Tropical Moon TV. Conectamos los artistas con el mundo.
Hola, hola, hola mi gente. Me da un gran gusto estar con ustedes hoy día y celebrar con ustedes este maravilloso reconocimiento y premio otorgado por los prestigiosos premios Canada Latin Awards como el presentador o reportero digital del año 2023. Primeramente quiero darle infinitas gracias a la Fundación Cruz A y su presidente y fundador Aníbal Cruz por esta excelente iniciativa de premiar a todos esos artistas aquí en Canadá. Quiero expresar de que su único objetivo de motivar sí está funcionando porque este premio me está dando más motivación para seguir sirviendo a la comunidad, con la comunidad y para la comunidad. Quiero también expresar mi infinito agradecimiento a mi esposa Irelis Lorentes Núñez, que siempre está detrás de la cámara y asegurándose que el video, la calidad del audio, esté bien para nuestros seguidores en cada cobertura y en cada entrevista que hacemos. Y por supuesto, muchísimas gracias a todos nuestros seguidores por esos votos y por ese apoyo que me han estado dando todos estos años y que fue gracias a ellos que pudimos ganar este maravilloso premio y que es gracias a ellos que tengo esta motivación de seguir sirviendo a la comunidad, con la comunidad, para la comunidad y dentro de la comunidad. Así que no olviden, mi gente, que este premio no es solamente mío y del equipo de Quienes Somos, este premio es para todos nosotros y todos mis seguidores. Y no olviden tampoco que como yo, no hay dos y seguimos por más.
Ya estamos al aire en la emisora de los latinos, URBANA TV FM, con la programación más dinámica. URBANA TV FM, la emisora que tú esperas.
Hello everyone, I hope that everyone is doing well with this cold temperature that we are having this weekend. Today, Quienes Somos is going to have the pleasure to speak to Mary Weary, one of the organizers of the upcoming Bachata Festival here in Ottawa. She will share with us a little bit more about what to expect in that festival and her love for Latin American music. And this is the story of Mary. Welcome, Mary, to Quienes Somos. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you to our followers for their continued support. Well, Mary, before you tell us a little bit more about this wonderful Bachata Fest in the middle of this cold winter that we are having, tell us a little bit more about who Mary is.
Thank you, Danilo, your wife behind the camera, and your team for having me here today. I was born in Vancouver, but my mom is from the Philippines and my dad from Canada. But we moved here when I was about 5 or so. I now work in Ottawa as a full-time public servant, but honestly, I spend 99% of my free time Latin dancing.
So you were born in Vancouver?
Yeah, I was.
How can you move from a city that is no snow, I believe, to Ottawa that is, the temperature that we're having this weekend?
It happened when I was 5, so I can't really say why my parents chose. I think it was work, but I don't know. If I was them, I'd probably stay away from the snow.
So you've been here since you're 5 years old in Ottawa?
In Ottawa and the surrounding area. We moved to Renfrew County for a few years when I was a kid, so I have a bit of that rural background as well.
So your mom is from Philippines? What city? Manila, the capital city, or somewhere else?
No, she doesn't come from a city at all, actually. She comes from a really tiny island called Sangputan, and it's like 14-hour bus from Manila plus a 5-hour boat ride from whatever city is on the coast. So, yeah.
Must be warm, right?
Yes.
The island. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, I've been a couple times with my family when I was a kid.
Do you have any Japanese background?
No, I don't.
Because I saw you post in Facebook that were in Japan somewhere not too long ago.
Yeah, I went to Japan for a month. It was my second time. I adore Japan. I'm a big anime geeky person, so
you love Japan.
I do.
But you love also the Latin American music, and I will ask you that before we finish the interview. But right now, what I'd like you to tell us, share a little bit with our followers, especially in the followers in the Ottawa Gatineau region and those that might be visiting Ottawa next weekend. Tell us a little bit more about this great Bachata Fest that you organize, and one of the organizers. Why a Bachata Fest in the middle of the winter?
I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but running a bachata festival in the winter actually made a lot of sense for us. So first off, I love bachata. I dance salsa, I dance merengue, I dance a lot of different styles, but I find everyone knows about salsa. Anyone that talks about Latin dance, they always talk about salsa. Very few people know about bachata, and honestly, bachata has my heart. I love the music, I love the dancing, I love all the different fusions of styles in bachata. So it was important for me to have something that could really showcase bachata in all the different things it could be. Now the winter, there's a few reasons, but the main one is, let's be honest, in the summer, everybody wants to go partying out on the streets. There's tons of free stuff, everyone's traveling. In the fall, there are already so many great events. There's tons of different salsa and bachata conventions all around the world during the fall. So the winter seemed like a good opportunity for us, especially given the fact that, I don't know about you, but winter can be a little depressing sometimes with the cold. So to have an event where everyone comes together, dances, gets a little bit hot, because, you know, it's bachata. It's just a great thing to do to kind of mix things up, especially in February, I find.
Of course, it makes a lot of sense, Mary, to do this Bachata Fest in the middle of the winter, because a lot of people travel down to Dominican Republic. Probably you already know, since you love bachata so much, you know, bachata is from basically Dominican Republic. A lot of Canadians travel to Dominican Republic to escape the cool winter. And when they come back here, they probably want to keep on dancing merengue and bachata, which are the most popular, I guess, I would say, dancing or music in Dominican Republic. Now, with reference to what you said, how I feel about the winter, of course, I hate the winter, because in the winter, I'm used to the heat. I'm Latino, right? And most Latino countries are hot heat, and that's what makes us love the music and the rum. But in your case, Mary, you said that you love bachata, mostly, right? You like salsa. Have you ever gone to Dominican Republic?
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
I know.
What a shame.
So
you love bachata and you haven't gone to Dominican Republic.
Okay.
The Dominican Republic guys that we see you today, we're going to get upset
I
with
really
you.
wanted to. I'm going to Colombia next month, and I was trying to convince my boyfriend to do the Dominican Republic as well, but he wants to do more jungles and stuff like that. So next
you're going to
time
go to Colombia.
I get my beaches.
Colombia, salsa is very popular, and
Yes.
so is vallenato.
Yeah, and also there's some bachata there too. I actually know an Ottawa artist that moved to Colombia to teach bachata, so I am planning to go and visit him.
But if you really want to learn the real bachata, have the real feeling and you said that your heart is because of bachata, the bachata is your heart, right? You must go to the Dominican
I absolutely plan to.
And I guarantee you that you're not going to regret it. But anyways, Mary, the other question that I want to ask, since you mentioned at the beginning that you said that you love salsa, you love bachata, you love merengue. Why, how this love for the Latin American music and Latin American dance?
Well, I was a 90s kid, so I definitely grew up loving Shakira and J-Lo and all of that stuff. But it was really in my 20s when I started taking Latin dance classes through Salsa at City Hall that I started really realizing how amazing Latin dance is. I started with salsa, but then once I got into bachata, there was no going back. It was the music, it was the connection with everyone, the feeling that you can meet a complete stranger and have this beautiful moment connecting with them, with the music, with everything. that really just drew me to it, and I just honestly just never looked back, and I absolutely adore it, and it's basically part of every aspect of my life these days.
Well, what can I tell you, Mary? First, I want to say thank you for loving our culture, because there's a few Latinos that they don't appreciate much the Latino culture, our music, even though they live outside the country, they don't have that much of appreciation. But when I see people like you that is not even born in a Latino country, they have not much connection with the Latino culture, but that love that you have or you showing for our culture, I really appreciate that as a Latino that I am. Mary, you told me off camera also that there will be a artist or dancer coming from overseas, right?
Yeah, we actually have a few international artists. So from Mexico, we have Gerardo and Median, who are two incredible dancers that you should see them spin. It's absolutely insane. So they'll be coming and joining us. And we also have a few others, such as Tina Cavicchio, I think she's Japanese actually in Orient. Yeah, and she's coming from Boston with her whole team, which is really cool.
So Boston, Mexico.
And also Texas with with Joanna and Patrick.
And I'm assuming that there will be also people from within Canada coming to join.
Absolutely. So we have some really great local artists. I think one of them I saw you feature on your show actually, Carlos Rivas. He went to Spain recently to hone his bachata flamenco technique. So he's coming back home and is going to be teaching that on the Thursday. And then we also have people from Montreal, from Toronto, and of course the Ottawa area.
Yeah, like I was telling you, Mary, off camera, I believe that music is like soccer. When there's the soccer World Cup, everyone is just looking at the game. Even when there is a conflict in another country, they seize the fire just to see. Because sport unites people, and music, I believe, like bachata, like the festival that you're doing, as you mentioned, people from Mexico, Texas, Japanese, and when I go to that place, what is it called? You were telling me off camera, Salsa at the city?
Salsa at City Hall. Yeah.
Salsa at City Hall. When I go there, I see people from all different nationality, Chinese, Arabs, Latinos, people from all over the world, Indian, and I see that the music bring people together, united people, and they put all their personal belief, like political belief, religious belief, even sexual orientation to the side, and they just come for one purpose: to dance and to have fun, to dance to the music, right? Now, for the people that do not know, especially in the Gatineau and Ottawa area, including those people that might come to visit this coming weekend, Ottawa, and they want to do something, fun, how they can find out more about the fest?
So we have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, a Facebook event, a website, all of which are pretty easy to find. It's Capital Bachata Festival on Facebook and Instagram, and our website is capitalbachatafestival.ca. And basically all the information you might need, including like what artists are going to be there, the costs. We have both full passes for the entire weekend, or if you only want to do a night or a day, we have passes for that as well. That's all on our website and on our different Facebook events.
Now, if people are interested to buy a ticket, do they have to buy it online, or they can come to the premises where the Bachata Fest is taking place and buy it in person?
Great question. They can do both. So we have our tickets available online, but you can also come in person. The one thing to keep in mind is our pre-party starts on Thursday. So if you do buy a ticket, you can actually get access to that for free as well. So yeah, online, in person, anything works.
So it will be Capital Bachata
Festival.
Capital Bachata Festival, the whole word, not just fest, but festival.
Festival, yes.
So Capital Bachata Festival, you can find that in Facebook, Instagram, and capitalbachatafestival.ca, the website, right?
Yes, .ca.
Perfect.
We're in Canada.
All right, so Mary, all I have to say is that first, thank you for taking that initiative, you and the other organizers, for bringing that warmth of the Latin American music, the bachata, bringing Dominican Republic without leaving. Instead of us leaving to Dominican Republic, the Dominican Republic is coming to town in the middle of the winter. We need that warm
We'll heat things
feeling.
up.
Exactly.
We'll heat things up in the
Exactly. Thank you for that, and I hope nothing but success. Hopefully, it will be a successful festival like it has been the other years. And I invite everyone that if you got nothing to do next coming weekend, you can support Mary and her initiative and come to the Bachata Fest. I will be coming there to cover the event. So followers that may not be able to come because of any reason, work or whatever the case may be, they can have an idea what it is all about and they might join next year.
Sounds great.
Thank you again.
Thank you very much.
And best of success.
Las calles que me besaste, oyendo las canciones que un día me dedicaste. Te diría que volvieras, pero eso no se pide. Mejor le pido a Dios que me cuide, porque ando manejando por las calles que me besaste.
Ya estamos al aire en la emisora de los latinos, URBANA FM, con la programación más dinámica.
Tropical Moon TV. Conectamos los artistas con el mundo. Encuentra en nuestra plataforma canales interesantes para el mercado hispano. Música TV. Un canal con programación 24 horas al día los 365 días del año. La salsa del ayer, del presente y del futuro. Además, programas especializados en los diferentes ritmos latinos. Somos un medio de entretenimiento. Lo invitamos a conocer nuestros contenidos y promocionar sus productos y servicios. Transmitimos desde la ciudad de Panamá para el mundo. Contáctenos a través de nuestras redes sociales o nuestro WhatsApp 507-6618-8890. Somos Tropical Moon TV. Conectamos los artistas con el mundo.
Y se llegó la hora. Jorge Celedón en Mississauga el próximo 11 de febrero con sus mejores éxitos para celebrar el Día de San Valentín. Y además, la gran orquesta Son de Aquí con lo mejor de la salsa y el merengue. Un evento producido por Isabel Cuellar y Fabián Garzón, junto a nuestro patrocinador oficial, Serve You Accounting Inc. Tickets disponibles por Eventbrite o llama al 647-272-4354. ¡Te esperamos!
Ya estamos al aire en la emisora de los latinos, URBANA FM, con la programación más dinámica.
She experienced the first exile at the age of 11 in Haiti and immigrated to Canada to start all over again from scratch with her family. She is seen as a woman of action and vision. She is known also as a woman with convictions and universal values and principles. A woman who never betrayed the rules of democracy and rights of freedoms. She made history in Canada for being the first black woman to become the 27th Governor General and Commander-in-Chief of Canada. She is the Right Honorable Michaëlle Jean, the first black woman to occupy the highest office in Canada. Thank you very much, your Right Honorable Michaëlle Jean, for making time and your busy agenda to join us today. As we already know, Canada is a land of immigrants. You are an immigrant, I am an immigrant, seeking opportunities, a second chance in life. You and your family experienced the forced exile when you were only 11, which meant that you had to start all over again from scratch. However, you had demonstrated fearless commitment to rebuild yourself. So the question is, Right Honorable, where do you find that strength, that motivation, and that inspiration to have become the successful woman that you are right now?
I think that what helps is really the fact that I know where I'm from. The strength and the richness of my identity is very clear in my mind and in my heart. And therefore, it gives me this capacity of being very assertive. I have no doubts about, I would say, what I have received from my native land, Haiti. It's a country of a lot of resistance. It's not just resilience, like some people like to say a lot about Haitians and Haiti, the people of Haiti. It's resistance. So it gives us this capacity, this extraordinary capacity of adapting to situations, of, finding the right energy to confront, I would say, challenges and adversity. We make adversity a strength. So, of course, we had to flee Haiti under the dictatorship of the Duvalier regime.
Yes.
My family wasn't the only one. We were thousands forced to flee the repression, the violence, also a regime that was very predatory. So a lot of people were dispossessed. The misery that you see had also some political reasons. Sometimes, people make a difference between political refugees and economic immigrants or migrants. The two can go together because a regime can be predatory and repressive at the same time. So what gives me the strength, I would say, to be affirmative for the emancipation that it takes, the sense of emancipation, who you are, what you have to offer, your value, is certainly this character forged by the Haitian experience. Things were very difficult. We had to start, as you said, from scratch. We lived in poverty. We had lost everything. And then we had to adapt to this new territory, new society, but also with a feeling of, things are possible. Things are possible. And my mother would always say, education is key. Education is key. Believing in yourself, being educated, gives you more options in life. And this is what, my grandmother passed on to us. This is what my mother passed on to us too. And this is what I'm passing on to my daughter. Yeah.
Now, Right Honorable Michaëlle, you made history in Canada for being the first black woman who became the 27th Governor General and the Commander-in-Chief of Canada, which is the highest office in Canada. Mm-hmm. You're also best known as a woman of action and vision, a woman with conviction and universal values and principles, a woman who never betrayed the rules of democracy and the rights of freedom. With that said, you also had the capacity to be the Prime Minister of Canada. Have you ever considered running for the Prime Minister of Canada?
What I enjoy is the power of influence. And it's something I have experienced, as Governor General of Canada and Commander-in-Chief. You don't have the executive power like the Chief of Government has, the Prime Minister has. But you have this capacity of going where politicians don't go. You have the moral authority and the leverage and the capacity in your prerogatives to bring people together, to open spaces for dialogue, to examine very closely where the issues are in the country and how citizens are working. Canadians are working very hard, in finding and building and, solutions to tackle these problems. And when you represent also Canada abroad, carrying out, state visits, and I did that. I went around the world representing Canada and engaging in bilateral, discussions. I really much enjoyed this capacity and possibility I had after, closing the part of the discussions with the authorities of the country greeting me, to go to the people, leave the capital and go to the people and engage with them as I do with Canadians. So shedding light on what they are doing, the best of their capacities, shedding light on their aspirations, shedding light on their concerns. And I'm known for that, and sometimes it becomes a kind of reputation of me practicing what I like to call a diplomacy at a human, level.
Human level.
Yes, at a human scale. Diplomacy at a human scale, and it's very impactful. It's very impactful because it doubles, it triples. The impact, because people are validated, people are recognized, and it gives them, it empowers them, and this I like very much. So. I've been approached, I must say, by political parties to consider, joining. The thing is, I'm a non-partisan person. I'm totally non-partisan. I like being outside politics. Of course, I engage in a political space, but I like being outside of politics, which means that I don't have to follow a party line if I don't believe in it. Politicians are cut with that. Sometimes they have to go by their party's line, even if they know that it's not exactly that,
So we will not see you as in the future as the Prime Minister?
No, you will not see me in the future running, for a political, but always involved. And with now even more independence than ever, I'm a free person. I can decide what I want to do and what I don't want to do, and I do a lot, actually. I like to serve. I like to serve, as you said, principles, values, our common humanity. I love to serve people. I love to highlight, the best in them as human beings, and also the worst also. Yeah. What's in the shade and what must change. And I like addressing it with a sense of truth as an essential process. Truth that requires courage and boldness. Yeah.
Yes. What would you say that is the most memorable moment as a Governor General that you have? So many, but what would it be the one that comes?
So many. First, I think what is interesting with Canada is how we're always looking for solutions. We don't shy away from the problems. We address them. There are things, for example, that I was able to do, and it's part of the Canadian experience, that would not be possible, for example, in the United States.
I see.
To have, for example, a Canadian black a national Black Canadian summit where we address the reality of systemic racial discrimination.
It's still happening in Canada.
As boldly as we did. Yes, it is still a problem in Canada. We don't come unscathed, from colonialism. There's a legacy that comes with it. That idea that, of the supremacy of the white, of white supremacy, it is still there.
Yeah.
Some people are still there. So, and we did it in a very inclusive way, the summit. We had decision makers coming. We had policy makers there. We had lawmakers, representatives of the major institutions in the country, people from the private sector, listening and sitting with representatives of the Black communities, saying, this is a problem. This has to change.
So it was
and yes, because exclusion creates a deficit for all in a society. Exclusion creates a deficit of energy, synergies, participation, ideas, perspectives, solutions, It creates a deficit of democracy and, of course, a deficit of growth and development. So this is why, when we address the matter, the issue of racism, systemic racial discrimination, or exclusion, we're talking about, addressing a deficit that, impacts society as a whole. Yes.
Okay. Well, you Right Honorable Michael Jean, I want to say thank you very much again for giving us this little time of your busy agenda. I want to say thank you on behalf of all the Latin American community across Canada for the excellent job that you did as a Governor General and Commander-in-Chief of Canada. I want to say that I wish nothing but blessings for you, your family, and your birthplace, Haiti. Hopefully they will come up and
Muchísimas gracias.
Go.
Yo lo quiero decir en español, porque hay entre los países latinoamericanos y Haití hay una historia extraordinaria. Como Haití ha participado en las expediciones también de Simón Bolívar.
sí,
Hemos contribuido muchísimo. Con lo poco que teníamos,
Sí.
hemos contribuido también con ¿cómo se dice? Financieramente.
Financieramente,
Sí.
económicamente.
Económicamente a toda la lucha para la liberación del colonialismo.
Sí.
De los países que hoy conocemos como los países latinoamericanos.
Pero la historia se ha olvidado de eso.
Sí, y tenemos que recordarnos que siempre tenemos que trabajar juntos para los principios y los valores, ¿no?, de libertad, de equidad, de justicia, ¿ah?, que son esenciales para el desarrollo de nuestros pueblos. Y con eso viene también la memoria, a reconocer de dónde venimos, de qué historia y los que hemos cumplido, todo lo que hemos cumplido. Muchísimas gracias.
Muchísimas gracias. I also want to take this opportunity also to wish you a happy holidays and the best for 2023 to you and your family.
To you too. The best
Thank
to
you
too.
again.
Thank you. See you next time.
Estamos al aire. Ya estamos al aire. En la emisora de los latinos, URBANA TV FM, con la programación más dinámica.
dice llegó la hora. Jorge Celedón en Mississauga, el próximo 11 de febrero, con sus mejores éxitos, para celebrar el Día de San Valentín. Y además, la gran orquesta Son de Aquí, con lo mejor de la salsa y el merengue. Un evento producido por Isabel Cuellar y Fabián Garzón, junto a nuestro patrocinador oficial, Serve You Accounting Inc. Tickets disponibles por Eventbrite o llama al 647-272-4354. ¡Te esperamos!
Tropical Moon TV. Conectamos los artistas con el mundo. Encuentra en nuestra plataforma canales interesantes para el mercado hispano. Música TV. Un canal con programación 24 horas al día los 365 días del año. La salsa del ayer, del presente y del futuro. Además, programas especializados en los diferentes ritmos latinos. Somos un medio de entretenimiento. Lo invitamos a conocer nuestros contenidos y promocionar sus productos y servicios. Transmitimos desde la ciudad de Panamá para el mundo. Contáctenos a través de nuestras redes sociales o nuestro WhatsApp 507-6618-8890. Somos Tropical Moon TV. Conectamos los artistas con el mundo.
Estamos al aire. Ya estamos al aire. En la emisora de los latinos, URBANA FM, con la programación más dinámica. Estamos al aire en la emisora de los latinos, URBANA FM, con la programación más dinámica.
Hola, hola, hola mi gente, un placer saludarles nuevamente. Hoy el equipo de Quienes Somos tiene el placer de conversar con Nancita Capí, una talentosa artista africana que radica aquí en la región de Ottawa y Gatineau y quien va a compartir con nosotros un poco sobre su carrera artística, cómo, dónde ella descubrió su talento artístico y por qué su corazón es latino. Y esta es la historia de Nancita. Bienvenido, Nancita, a Quienes Somos. Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Gracias a nuestros seguidores por su continuo apoyo. Bueno, Nancita, antes de que empieces a contarnos un poco sobre tu carrera artística y por qué tu corazón es latino, cuéntanos primero a nuestros seguidores que te van a conocer hoy, aquí en la región de Ottawa y Gatineau, en Canadá y en todos esos países que nos siguen. ¿Quién es Nancita?
Gracias, Danilo, y al equipo de Quienes Somos para haber invitado hoy para hablarle un poquito más de mí. Mi nombre es Nancita Capi, nací en Congo y ahora hace más de 20 años que estoy viviendo aquí en Canadá y me dedico ahora mismo completamente en mi música y en la producción de otras grabaciones también.
Así es que eres africana.
Sí.
De la madre tierra.
Exactamente.
Tú sabes que, Nancita, tú eres la primer artista africana que tenemos aquí en Quienes Somos.
Qué chévere.
Ahora, Nancita, me dijiste que eres de Congo, pero ¿qué parte de Congo eres? ¿Dónde naciste en Congo? ¿Qué ciudad?
Yo nací en la capital, Kinshasa.
Kinshasa.
Sí.
¿Y has ido de regreso a África desde que viniste aquí a Canadá? ¿No has visitado tu país?
Hace tiempo largo. No, la última vez que estuve, yo pienso que tenía como 12 años.
Como 12 años.
Sí.
Wow, hace mucho tiempo.
Hace tiempo largo.
¿Pero piensas algún día futuro visitar tu tierra otra vez?
¿Por qué no? Sí.
Sí. Bueno, Nancita, ahora ya sabemos que eres de África, nuestra primera invitada artista africana. Quiero preguntarte mi primera pregunta. Tú eres joven aún, ¿no? Pero me imagino que empezaste tu carrera muy pequeña, pero la pregunta es, ¿cuándo, cómo o dónde o cómo descubriste tú o alguien en tu familia, no sé, tal vez tu papá o alguien era también un artista? ¿Quién te descubrió o cómo descubriste tu talento artístico?
Pero entonces, sí te puedo explicar qué pasó cuando estuve joven. Es que no sé si descubrí que tengo un talento, pero la música fue una parte de mí, siempre desde mi niñez. Y solamente fue un deseo que tenía desde de 11 años. Y es lo que tenía como deseo para ser cantante y tener una carrera en la música. Entonces es así que descubrí mi talento o no sé, mi destino o la cosa que me gustaría hacer en mi vida. Sí, así fue.
Entonces, Nancita, tenías solo 11 añitos cuando tú descubriste que te gustaba cantar.
Sí, exacto.
O sea, ¿lo descubriste tú misma sola o alguien te descubrió y te motivó? Oye, tú cantas bonito, tienes una voz bonita, comienza a cantar, o tú misma te entró el deseo de querer cantar?
Me gustaba cantar y también con los cursos en la escuela de música que tenía me ayudaron a descubrir que me gusta esa cosa. Y después tenía también mi artista favorita en esa edad fue Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill, sí.
Sí.
¿Y qué es lo que te gustaba de Lauryn Hill?
Su manera de ser, no sé, su look, su música, la persona que...
Hablando de música, ¿cuál es tu género? ¿Qué tipo de música cantas? ¿Hip hop, romántica? Más o
No
menos?
tengo etiqueta.
No tienes otra.
Pero ahorita estoy haciendo algo como urbano, reggaetón, latino, R&B, mezclas. Hago muchas mezclas y no me gusta que la gente me etiquete.
¿Y tú, me imagino que escribes tus propias canciones?
Sí.
¿Más o menos qué edad tenías cuando escribiste tu primera canción?
15 años.
¿Como 15 años?
15 a 16, 16. Sí.
Ahora, Nancita, me dijiste que Lauryn Hill era tu artista favorita. ¿Algún día sueñas, algún día quizás cantar con ella en un concierto o ya se retiró? Porque no he escuchado mucho de su música últimamente.
Sí, yo también. Sería una buena idea si puedo aprovechar este tipo de cosas como colaboración con Lauryn Hill. Sería...
Ahora, Nancita, también me dijiste fuera de cámara de que tu corazón es latino.
Sí.
¿Por qué tu corazón es latino?
Como te expliqué antes, Danilo, es que de la misma manera que tenía el deseo de hacer la música. Fui la misma cosa para el español, como pienso que tenía 7 años y como me salió un deseo de aprender el idioma. Y después cuando yo mudé de Europa hasta Canadá, y tuve la oportunidad de tener cursos en español. Así que es como aproveché de la oportunidad que tenía y solamente es como, no sé, mi corazón es latino porque me gustan las cosas de los latinos, los bailes, la cultura, la música. Ahorita estoy haciendo música en español también, pues. Así es, porque mi corazón sería latino.
No te culpo, Nancita, que sientas esa atracción por la música latina, porque no es que me la crea, pero me siento orgulloso de ser latino. Tú sabes que la cultura latina creo que es la más popular que existe aquí en Canadá por esa misma razón. La música te levanta el ánimo, el merengue, la bachata. Y no me extrañaría que haya esa conexión, porque si tú te das cuenta, en Cuba, en Dominicana, en Puerto Rico, que tú parecieras una cubana, tú parecieras una dominicana, una puertorriqueña, porque así son las mulatonas que están aquí en Puerto Rico, en Cuba y en Dominicana. Y la conexión te quería decir es que tú sabes que en los tiempos anteriores, la esclavitud, los africanos, donde eres tú de la madre tierra África, trajeron todos esos ritmos, las congas y todas esas cosas aún se tocan en África. Entonces, el hecho de que tú tengas esa conexión con la cultura latina no me sorprende para nada, porque estoy seguro que si tú has ido un día a Cuba, seguro piensan que tú eres cubano y te hablan en español inmediatamente, ¿verdad?
Sí, es lo que pasa todos los días, porque la gente piensa que soy latina, colombiana, cubana, dominicana.
Sí, porque tiene los rasgos. Nancita, me dijiste fuera de cámara que estás trabajando en un nuevo álbum en español. Cuéntanos un poquitito más sobre eso.
Será mi tercer álbum.
¿O tu tercer álbum?
Sí, y yo me enfoqué un poquito más en español porque hago mezclas en mis canciones, francés, inglés y español. Esta vez me gustaría hacer algo solamente español y lo voy a lanzar un poquito, pienso, no tengo una fecha, pero tengo
¿Este año?
Sí. Y tengo una canción que se va a lanzar prontito, en marzo.
¿Este marzo que viene?
Sí, este verano.
¿Y se puede saber el nombre de la canción? ¿O un secreto todavía?
Se va a llamar Beber.
Beber. O sea, beber, pero beber que beber agua, beber cerveza.
¡Sorpresita! Sorpresita, sí se va a llamar Beber.
Entonces la canción se llama Beber.
Sí.
Y va a ser lanzada en el 2023. Ahora, ¿es solo en español? ¿Y más o menos de qué se trata la canción? ¿De qué te inspiró a escribir esa canción?
Se trata de beber.
Fiesta, ¿no? Fiesta.
Sí, un poquito.
Sí, la gente que te conoció hoy, que seguro mucha gente, yo no te conocía, hasta que me dijo, gracias a tu amiga Martín Charles, que ella fue la que me contó de ti. Gracias, Martín, por habernos hecho la conexión. Sí. Otra mulatona que es, creo, cubana y haitiana, sí, con padres, la abuelita creo que me contó alguien, no sé, ella tiene raíces cubanas también. Si la gente que te conoce hoy, ¿cómo pueden seguirte y ver tu carrera artística y cuando saques esa nueva canción Beber en marzo? ¿Dónde te pueden buscar?
Me pueden encontrar en todas las redes
Facebook,
sociales.
¿Cómo sales en Facebook?
Facebook, Nancita Capi. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Lo mismo. En todas. Nancita Capi.
Sí.
Nancita, Nancita, y Capi, Kapi. Ahí te pueden encontrar.
Sí.
Ok, perfecto. Bueno, Nancita, no queda más que decirte que lo único que te deseo, como se lo digo a todo el mundo, es que todas tus metas se te hagan una realidad.
Sí, gracias.
Tanto como persona y artísticamente. Vamos a estar al tanto de ese lanzamiento de Beber, porque estoy interesado de verla, más que dedicada a los latinos, me imagino, ¿no?
Sí.
Porque quiera tener más conexión con la gente latina. Pues así es. Entonces, mi gente, no saben, a todos los seguidores de aquí de la región Ottawa y Gatineau, ella es de aquí de la región Ottawa y Gatineau, a la gente de Montreal, todo Canadá y en esos países donde le siguen, Tenemos 2 o 3 personas que nos siguen en África, pero no tenemos todavía en Congo. Ahora que hagamos esta entrevista vamos a tener más seguidores en Congo, de seguro.
Ojalá.
Sigan la carrera de Nancita, apoyemos lo nuestro, apoyemos a nuestros artistas aquí en la región.
Gracias.
De la región de Canadá también. Y que demostrémosle al mundo que en Canadá tenemos también talento como la de Nancita. No olviden tampoco que como yo no hay 2, como Nancita.
No hay 2.
Bueno, felicitaciones, los mejores éxitos, bendiciones para ti y tu familia y nos vemos hasta la próxima.
Hasta la próxima.
Ya estamos al aire en la emisora de los latinos, URBANA TV FM, con la programación más dinámica.
tropicalmoon.tv